All right, thank you everybody for being here tonight. We are going to get started. Bill, would you mind moving us? Oh, sorry. Ding. I grew up in an era where there was a machine in the classroom that said ding when it was going to switch. Probably a couple of you who know what I'm talking about. All right, Bob, if you would please provide the invocation.
I will do that. Good evening, everybody. Tonight we'll do a prayer for scouts by Lord Baden-Powell. Our Father, make us trustworthy, for there are those who trust us. Make us loyal, as through loyalty we reach our highest ideals. Teach us to be helpful, for through helpfulness do we forget our selflessness. Make us friendly, for there are so many people who need a friend. Train us in courtesy, for courtesy is the carpet on life's floor. Make us kind, for kindness is the oil in the cogs of life's machinery. Insist upon obedience, for victory comes only to him who obeys. Make us cheerful, for cheerfulness is the green grass among the rocks in the path of life. Train us in thrift, for thrifty habits brighten our future. Make us brave in the dark and brave in the light, but save us from becoming fakers in bravery. Help us be clean in thoughts, in speech, and in deeds. And may we remember that our bodies are thy holy temples, and that any abuse thereof is to tamper with thy great plans. Above all, God, help us to be reverent towards all things which thou hast made for our enjoyment when we are in our great out of doors, among the trees, along the streams, and in the hillsides. May we know it was thee who made the waters that flow, the trees to reach the heavens, and the mountains to endure to all ages. In all of these things we ask thou wilt help us, and may we never forget the scout oath, which we have all pledged to ourselves, so that through thy help, we may live these points of the scout law. Amen.
All right, thank you. Okay, we'll do our presentation of the colors now, if everybody wouldn't mind standing up. Start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's fine.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. All right, thanks everybody. All right, you want this one? Ding! Okay, so for tonight's agenda, we have the Stop the Bleed presentation for our safety moment. Hot topics are about membership and recruiting kickoff. Cub Scouts, we're going to be talking about activities and field trips. And for Scouts BSA, we have the Moulage presentation, which is going to be very exciting. So, ding! I think Bill was going to speak to this. Bill, you want to?
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to bring everybody's attention as we're coming to the end of our program year that we are definitely looking to build our Black Feather District organization, both our district committee and also our commissioner staff, with the one goal of being better positioned to serve every pack, troop, crew, and ship in Black Feather District and ensure that they have the resources they need to be successful. Right now, as always, I'm looking for more unit commissioners who are willing to make connections directly with a few units in our district, and also to build our roundtable staff. With Jared moving up into our lead assistant district commissioner for roundtable, we'd certainly like to bring in more folks on the CUP side, and I know Chris and Christine would certainly like some backup on the Scouts BSA side. We're also looking right now people to work on some of our program activities, also supporting for membership, as Maria will be talking about shortly. And we also have an opening for Scouting for Food Share. So if you're a current district volunteer, and many of you in this room are, if you're happy with your current assignment, well, that's great. If maybe you're looking to try something new or different, how about talking to Ross or I about what maybe you might do to get a different, find a different means of supporting our units. Or the other thing is, just about everybody here is connected with a pack or a troop. If there are adults in your unit who you think might be interested or could be encouraged to share their knowledge at the district level, please let me know, let Wayne know who they are, and we'd be more than happy to subtly and kindly reach out to them and encourage them to participate at the district level.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. Now he's got to run all the way back and do the ding thing. Making him work. All right, there you go, sir.
All right. Now, hopefully most of you folks have taken first aid, CPR, AED training. What happens when something really disastrous happens? And it can happen at any time, on a hike, when you're camping. Kid steps on a big old nail, or the nail rips into their leg. What are you going to do when that starts bleeding? Well, coming soon, just this fall and winter, the Emergency Services Corps is going to be facilitating a presentation by the St. Anthony Trauma Team on how to stop the bleed. You can get for a small, well, first of all, you're gonna learn how to pack a wound. You're gonna learn how to use a tourniquet. You're gonna learn the tourniquets are not the end of a limb. You're gonna be able, for a small $20 to $25 donation, be able to get this cool bag you can carry in your car, leave it, keep it at your house, that includes a tourniquet, some packing material, and instructions as to how to do it, along with the skills needed to do all this stuff. It's coming soon. I hope that we'll sign up. We'll be figuring it out pretty soon. And keep an eye out. This is an excellent class. These guys at St. Anthony's are top tier. I highly recommend taking it. And if you've taken it once, take it again, because that knowledge, just like first aid, needs to be refreshed. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John.
Hot topics.
Oh, look at that, hot topics already.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about membership and membership kickoff because we are coming up to it. Now is a great time to start planning for it. So goal setting is, seeing where your pack wants to go, where your troop wants to go, and how many kids, figuring out what your guys' barriers are to recruitment. With me coming in as your newer DE, I don't quite know all the obstacles you guys have had, so I'd love to learn from you guys to try to help with that. I know that in certain schools it is really hard to get in there, so maybe talking with parents that have kids that go to those schools, see if they have a connection with the PTA. Now's the time to assess, like as we're assessing our open spots in our district, assess the open spots that are in your unit and see where we can fill those in as we get parents to come in. Define 2 key focus areas for, sorry, that should be 26, 27 scouting year. I do apologize. Improve recruitment for both youth and adults because we want as many kids and as many adults as we can. I am a firm believer that I think every kid should have the opportunity for scouting because I've seen what it's done for my kids and other kids in my neighborhood. And then reduce members' financial burdens. Do we need to reach out to council for a possible scholarship, or are there different fundraising opportunities that we can do to try to help these kids be in there? Next slide, please, sir. And then, that's kind of blurry, I do apologize, but it's on the PDF. Plan to expand your recruiting. If you're doing 1 school, go to 2 schools. If you're at 2 schools, see if you can go to 3 schools. Talk with, your schools that you do have access to, see if we can't get our Joint Scout Night signs, because we'll have those as well as many as different recruiting materials you can request through our resource tab on Scouting Colorado. Coordinate with your district executives for those materials. We'll gladly get them printed and get them to you, or schedule a time for them to pick up. Typically during the busier season, it does take about 2 weeks to print. So if you need them, the same day, that might not happen. So just let us plan it, help plan with you guys on that. Create an email signature in your PAC email account. Definitely make sure that you're updating your pins. Make sure that you have, the correct information of meeting time, location. Some units move over the summer because that meeting space didn't work and you had to move to a different one. Make sure you have enough information where the parents are feeling engaged. So that way you can also check your leads that come in as well. And then coordinate with the chartering org for your Joint Scout Night after last school recruiting nights. I'm always a firm believer in at least having 2 Joint Scout Nights just in case someone can't come to the one that you originally scheduled as well. And then we have the link down here online for the resources, but it's at Scouting Colorado, and you just have to type in recruitment resources. Next slide, Mr. Boone. And then set up accessibility features. If you guys have your Facebook page, right? Like if you have it as private, make sure that there's contact information where a parent can get a hold of you with the PAC email. Again, the Be a Scout pins are like the biggest ones that I would recommend, making sure that those are fully up to date. You do have the option now where you can accept youth applications automatically, if that's what your unit would like to do, or you can still turn them in through paper apps as well. And then set up non-editable public share folders on Google if you'd like, to push planning, scheduling, and PAC budget that you can get out to your units, or sorry, your family members. And then establish your calendar early. So that way parents can see, like when they come for your info night, they have your PAC calendar, your troop calendar of the events that are coming up, and they can see all the fun things that their scout is going to be doing. Next slide. Identify other recruiting opportunities. We have our ice cream social coming up in July. There's various different other opportunities that you guys can go out and see. I know that there's a 4th of July parade coming up that I think PAC 620 is doing. We do have the opportunity, if any unit is open to it, is that this state fair, we can be in the parade at the state fair. If you guys are interested in doing that as a unit, please just reach out to me and we'll make that happen as well. I know it is in Pueblo, but there are many people that from all over the state that go, so it might be a good opportunity as well. And then identify and pursue fundraising opportunities, because we know that not everyone's financial situation is the same, and that might be a barrier for kids to join. We do have popcorn coming up, we do have camp cards, we do have scholarships that all you guys have to do is ask, and we can see what we can do for those kiddos. And then let's see. And then there's other opportunities. If you have an idea for a fundraiser that's outside of camp cards or popcorns, just talk to me or Asher, and there's a form that we fill out and we get it approved, and you guys can do a different fundraiser too. Next slide. And then, of course, like when you're doing your joint nights, I've seen different joint nights happen. My favorite one was a unit did the 5-table method with the parents, but they did a 5-station method with the kids, where the kids were doing different activities, like different scout-like activities during it. And by the end of the night, most kids were already signed up. The key with your joint scout nights is that the parents left their home. They were already home. They left to come to the event, and they're in the mindset of possibly joining already. And we just got to drive that home with them. Explain the functions and needs, and then, have your list of what opportunities for volunteering you guys have. That way the parents can already have it in their mindset of what they would like to do. Next slide. And then, the main thing was financial burdens in certain areas. Some Goodwill stores, you can get the scouting uniforms because they don't sell those. You can have your own troop or pack uniform store that you can lend out, or for a small fee, you can have the parents buy the uniforms from there as well. Ask departing members if they want to go ahead and donate those items. At the cub level, there were units that when they crossed over from, like, for example, they went from tiger to wolf, any incoming tigers, the wolves gave their neckerchief and hat to the upcoming one, that was kind of a neat little presentation that the kids got to be a part of as well. And then, ID options for parents with any issues that they have. Next slide. And that's all I got. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, let me know.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so something that I was going to mention, because I saw some people taking pictures, we have a large QR code over there on the flyer table that takes you directly to these presentations, both the rolling slides and the presentation, the roundtable slide. So if you want to get access to these in all their glory, you can just go grab a picture of that, and you can have them. They'll have clickable links. They'll have all kinds of stuff. So that is, see, there we go. This is teamwork right here. Oh, perfect.
Okay. So training, some upcoming trainings. These dates are for Baloo training, which enables cub leaders to do cub camping, lead cub camping activities with their packs, and IOLS, which is the outdoor portion of Scoutmaster training. The point I wanted to make tonight is training is becoming very much a hot button topic. Nationally, fewer than 50% of direct contact leaders, Scoutmasters, Cubmasters, Den leaders, Assistant Scoutmasters, are trained in their position. In Scouting Colorado, that's about the same. In Black Feather District, it's also the same. And it's across the board. In my old district, we at least had Scoutmasters close to 100%. Here across the board, we are less than 50% trained in pretty much every direct contact category. The problem this creates is training enables leaders to deliver better program. Better program improves our ability to retain scouts. The more scouts we retain, the greater the impact of our organization on the lives of young people. So this is becoming a major priority for national. It's becoming a major priority for our council. And what I'm asking everybody to do here tonight is to go back to your home units and make it a major priority for your home unit.
To quote Baden Powell, every scout deserves a trained leader.
There we go.
So if you need assistance in pulling reports, talk to your commissioner, talk to me. Your current training reports can be accessed by your Unit Key 3 and my.scouting.org, or your commissioner or I can pull them and send them to you. So please don't hesitate to reach out. One final thing, I know I'm over time. A big push coming out of this year's national meeting is thinking about how to make the quality training we have more straightforward, removing some barriers so more of our leaders can get trained. I don't have a time scale for when those changes will roll out, but it is something that's being looked at very closely.
All right, thank you, Bill. Marie, can you ding us? Okay, so with that in mind, we're also going to mention Wood Badge. One of the things that we're going to be focusing on here going forward is less reading things to you and more just letting you know stuff is happening, and the details are going to be on the flyer table. So there are pages to go grab or take pictures of or whatever. So we can ding right away. There's a flyer for Wood Badge over there. Oh, hang on.
Thank you, Marie.
He's back.
I'm back. We now have firm commitment. We will have our district recognition event. It will not be a dinner event this year, but it will be at our next roundtable, which is August, that's the date on the next slide, which will be in the second week of August. We now have up and running, although too late to include in this slide, the link where units can nominate their fellow Scouters for the Outstanding Scouter Award, the Footsteps of the Founder Award, or the Spirit of Polaris Award. There are costs associated with those first two awards, and you can pay through the registration link. That link is on the council calendar.
What I'll do is I'll just put it on this slide before I upload it to the calendar.
And I will be sending it out in the next several days to all unit leaders and committee chairs district-wide. So we hope to have a good turnout that night. On the same night, if we flip to the next slide, I think, nope, okay. Anyway, Mike Fifehouse will be here in August to deliver his State of the Council address. So it'll be a great night. We can celebrate our District Award of Merit and some other district level awardees at the same time.
Okay, perfect. Do you have a moment? We have a moment.
Okay, so my one more thing is, if your units are not camping at Chris Dobbins or Peaceful Valley, and your Cub Scouts have not gone to day camp or to Cub resident camp, could you please let me or Asher know where your units are camping over the summer with how many people are going with youth and adults? We kind of have to track it, so that way we can just upload our numbers for national. So if you guys could help us out with that, we'd really greatly appreciate it. Or I'm calling every single one of you. So.
All right, thank you. Okay, so one of the other things that we're doing is we have the roundtable suggestion box. We have our annual planning meeting next month. So we'll be talking about what topics we want to do for hot topics and what topics we want to do for breakout topics. So if you have feedback on what topics you would like to see in the next year, we'd love to hear about those. If you have things that you would like to tell us in general about what would make Roundtable more appealing for you or people in your unit, that would be great. So this is kind of a catch-all. Just jump in there, tell us what you think, and we'll do our best to make everything into reality for you. Ding. Okay, there we go. Now we have a next roundtable. So it will be here on August 13th, and communicable disease prevention, doing our State of the Council and talking about Unit Leader Awards. Stop advancing. Slide's all done now. We are now done with our presentation. We are right at 7:30. Greg. I was just going to throw out the feedback form. Yeah.
The feedback form, anything you're having a challenge with in your unit. That makes great fodder for we can try to address that and talk about those topics. So if you're having a challenge with recruiting or other issues, whatever it is, let us know so we're here for you, and that'll help us help you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we are done with this. We are going to break out about 5 minutes usually before we get started on our breakout. We already have our corpse on the floor. So, oh, still alive, still alive. Hopefully so. Hopefully for the next 5 minutes. All right, so everybody feel free to get up, move around wherever you got to go. Cubs are going to be down the hall and to the right. I think we got a handful of us now. We got some Cubs.
has fallen out of a tree. And on his
Exactly.
way down, so make sure you don't stand right in front of the camera.
Camera right behind you. There you go.
Okay. So on his way down, he fell into the fire pit. And he landed on an antler. And he stopped his fall with that ankle. And then hit the ground with this arm with a compound fracture. Landed
Yes.
on his face on this
Branches
side.
on the way down, and here it is.
Head wound. Yes. Can you turn your head a little? There actually is blood on the ear, so that'd be a good indication. So,
Yes, he is.
the reason poor Brad looks like this, and round of applause for Brad.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, you can't move just yet. I'm going to be pointing at you. So the reason that Brad volunteered for this is so we could teach moulage. Moulage is actually first aid injury realistic makeup. It was actually designed for use with first responders, EMTs, and such. Even though we know that this is fake, the body still gives some instant adrenaline. So that's why this is commonly used. Now, you see his ankle is purple, green, and yellow. So that came from the only store-bought kit we have here. This is a Halloween kit. That is the only thing that was bought with this purpose. Everything else that looks a heck of a lot better came out of our kitchen and my makeup box. So we'll start with this burn right here, very similar to the burn I have. This is Elmer's glue. This is petroleum jelly. This is coffee grounds. And then lipstick and eyeshadow around the edges. The blood is just taro syrup, 200 parts red, 16 parts yellow, 16 parts blue. And the flyers are there that have all of the exact recipes. All of this stuff is hypoallergenic. And can all be purchased at Dollar Tree.
Another blood that I've recently discovered that works pretty well is you take the red frosting that you get from Dollar Tree, mix it with a little water, makes really good blood, and tastes pretty good too. So, particularly if you're going to have it around the mouth and that type of thing, yeah. And again, it's all food grade stuff, or at least all the food stuff is food grade stuff, and safe for use on most people's skin.
So you can go for buying the good latex latex products. We really do prefer these. For one, the skin that is made of cornstarch and petroleum jelly has no shelf life. It's always going to be good. Coffee.
And it's cheap.
Yes, coffee. I don't personally drink coffee, but I know that every single trailer out there has coffee in it. And so
It's a troop trailer, it's got coffee.
a nice, easy one. So you see he has this lovely antler through his foot. And if you go ahead and turn your foot this way, bend knee, bend knee,
Bend your knee.
bend knee. You see it actually is coming out. The way you pull that one off is a size 6 foot inside of a size 13 shoe. That one is
Run it
my
right
favorite.
between the toes, and you can get the implement farther down the foot, and it looks like it's coming straight through.
This
That's the
was
other
the
one we
other
offer.
option used for bent. So shoes, these kids, they go through them and they often end up with holes. So save your old beat up shoes, even the ones the dogs have gotten into, because you can always use them to make a really, really good injury. Yes. Yes. That's where having your scoutmaster or your unit leader present comes in. Is just like with any scenario, you have your people that are on the outside, not referees, but the people watching to make sure everybody's safe. Yes. So they would be ones looking out for your scouts. We did nowhere near this complex for some Webelos, and we discovered that one of the boys faints at the sight of blood. Good thing to know is a Webelo. Now, you can even get people who know exactly what they're looking at to feel squeamish.
I'll have a good demonstration.
Yes. So first show them all your hand.
Okay.
And I will tell you what the bone is after he shows it to you.
So I have my bone there coming out. This is a demonstration actually for NYL Thanos. Okay, everybody knows this is fake, right? Everybody here knows this is entirely fake. And I said, well, you know how you deal with something like this, right? He said, no. Well, it's simple. You just pull out your pliers, grab it, and pull it out.
I bet your stomach just went.
And all of a sudden, everyone went, oh, that's just wrong. And yeah, it would be if it was actual bone. The kid that I was talking to, and we were discussing which different recipes to use, and all, obviously knew exactly what was going on. He went completely white. Just from that look. Just for a minute, and he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. This isn't good.
That's
Yes.
what I'm about to get to next, is again, with Halloween, we here in Littleton are lucky we have Ranke Brothers, but I don't have the budget of Ranke Brothers. I work at Roundtable. So what I do is I get a rotisserie chicken for about $6.99 with a coupon at King Soopers, and then I take all of the meat off, and then I boil it in hot water for several days in a row until all of the meat and the fat and skin has come off.
See, I really like doing this because I get a good dinner out of it, too.
And it also falls under thrifty, and we don't waste anything. So we have all of these different shapes. And so this cartilage is really perfect for doing something with the nose. Whereas something like this, $2-3 just for this at Ranke Brothers.
And you don't get dinner out of it.
Yes. And so, yes, you end up with things that aren't the right shape. We all know this is a spine, but it does fit nicely on top of a knuckle, and so it gives something for the skin to hook onto.
Now, you may look at this and some of these things and say, well, that bone isn't really quite the right shape, the right size, and that's, I can sort of see the edges and that type of thing. That's really not the point. We're not trying to be completely photorealistic. We're not making a movie here.
This isn't for our haunted house.
This is not, our haunted house, we try to get a little bit better. The idea is not to make them think that it's 100% real. It's for them to be able to look at it and say, oh, I can see that he's got a burn there and he's got a broken arm there. How am I going to first aid him? What am I going to do? Instead of having some guy lie on the floor and say, oh yeah, okay, they're in a pool of water and their arms are broken, and having to explain it to them versus walking up and seeing and saying, okay, I can see this type of injury here and this type of injury there. Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Because
Yes.
in an actual injury, I've almost never seen somebody standing there saying, okay, what's happening here is he broke his arm. When I fall, no one is around to say, yeah, he broke his arm.
No.
Well, actually, no, that is not true.
Yes, my
There
mom
was a
did.
time that I fell off the roof. My mother-in-law said, Christine called 911, Chris broke his wrist. Great, how'd she know that? And it was just pointing in the wrong direction. So, yes,
So
but that's the only time.
So another thing we have here is cheek. So we put lighter up here and darker down here to give it a 3D depth. It is perfectly flat. I swear we didn't hurt your son. So one of the things that's good with E-Prep with this is how do you have a youth wrap that? We've done them, and we say, okay, it's sticking out. Say, okay, so I wrap it like this. Well, let's see actually do it.
Go ahead. And then they're starting to push the bone down and be causing far more damage than what's already going on. Packing around and dealing with, wounds or things sticking out of the body. That can be tricky, but a very useful skill that they should be learning.
Yes, because we were doing very similar to this, but it was sticking out more. And all of the first classes were going, okay, we just wrap it. And so they just grabbed the bandage and went like this. Well, it was the tenderfoot that went, no, you're just going to push the bone out. You need to put something under the bone. It was the tenderfoot that noticed. Definitely props to the tenderfoot for that one. You can do other things as well. I know we show them your other hand. No, wasp. Bees.
Yes, wasp stings.
You
Yep.
remember in 2020 murder hornets?
Yes.
Well,
So
he
we
put
had
his
those.
hand out there.
Another thing that we found I've worked with is simple lacerations, and having them do first aid and butterfly closures on it. Well, saying, okay, do a butterfly closure on an arm that doesn't have anything on it is not as effective as saying, okay, you have got to get this closed. So you actually have to get it from one side, pull it closed. How do you get the, your butterfly or your Band-Aids or that over it? How do you work around that type of thing? Actually seeing it and being able to work with it, even though, yeah, everybody here knows it's not real and it doesn't feel exactly like real skin because it's not. The idea is still that you get the experience of working with actual, at least injuries that look appropriate and act fairly appropriate.
Can you imagine your new Scout Patrol getting to wrap up his ankle that has the antler sticking out of it? That is going to be the most fun. Now,
Yes.
Speaking of which, remember when you did your the head trauma and they disagreed with the amount of blood?
Yeah. That's the other thing that you'll see quite a bit is what they expect to see in an injury is not what's necessarily actually going to be there. Hollywood has done a great job of showing gallons and gallons of blood on injuries when a lot of injuries do not have quite as much blood as you may think from watching movies. So being able to coming up and knowing that you get a little lightheaded when you're seeing something like this, and if you're able to see something and say, okay, all right, I see blood and that type of thing and injuries and this. If you're going to get a little lightheaded or a little queasy, it's better to know that before you come across somebody who needs your help than when you come across somebody who needs your help.
Yeah, it's not going to be if we live in Colorado.
And we're scouts.
Yes.
You're going to find somebody injured somewhere.
Yes, we run towards yelling of help. So there are other techniques that we haven't even shown. For instance, doing somebody who's in shock, they would be just white and clammy. So, hesitant. We all know exactly where to buy this. Hypoallergenic.
Every
Lasts
parent knows
forever.
that smell.
So I believe this jar actually is 22 years old now, because Evan's about to turn 22. So you just would put this on the skin. So again, you could be using actual makeup from any store, Spirit Halloween and such, or go with something that you have that you know you're not going to have a problem with, unless you already know you have a problem with this. Yeah. And there's stuff all over the internet. Who would like to learn how to do a bruise? Okay. Make sure you take some extra flyers for other people in your unit. And let's get a bruise on her. And again, round of applause for our victim.
Thank you, Brad.
That'll teach you to volunteer for me again. Yes. Okay. So you may get up. And so this is what
Yep,
we
that does
use.
happen.
That happens quite often. Just normal baby wipes. And we always carry a tarp with us in our backpacks. Again, you can get this size tarp at Dollar Tree.
Yep.
Yeah. Did we already talk about how this is just Caro syrup?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is truly just Caro syrup. Yes. 16 ounces of syrup, 200 drops of red, 16 drops of yellow, and 16 drops of blue.
Now, where would you like to be bruised? Okay. Usually injuries are not nice enough to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best product for doing bruises, eyeshadow. Specifically, a nice red rose sort of thing, purple, blue, a good yellow, and a good green. All colors that you have. Well, you have that multi-pack of the colors. It's best to go with the matte finish as opposed to the shiny or the glitter, because it's, well, when it's shiny or glitter, it looks like makeup. But if you are doing it on a budget, this stuff at Dollar Tree, again, yes, we say that a lot, but that's where we get the stuff. Yes, it's glittery, but it costs a heck of a lot less. And
if you have a girl troop, they're going to love that they bruise.
And all he needs is hot water and some soap, and he'll be able to get all clean again. So while he's doing those, does anybody have a specific question that I can answer while he's getting her all made down? Bruised up.
Bruised up.
Bruised up. Now you were talking about how this might be good for a recruiting activity. One of the times we did this at a park, we actually recruited 2 people who were at the park because they thought it was so cool. They wanted to be part of Scouts. It is a good recruiting. It also is something good to do around late October when everybody's getting all makeuped up. all bruised up, you can actually practice doing these things and then go and see The Walking Dead or whichever type that you like. So you can do things that are other than the first aid.
One of the tricks with the bruises is using multiple colors and layering it in.
And remembering the yellow on the edge.
A little yellow and a little bit of green, which you don't normally think of. And I like looking at going online and getting reference photos. There's plenty of photos out there of bruises, so I'm using those to kind of get the coloration and shape.
And there's even YouTube videos if you put in moulage fake bruises. You get some really, really nice videos.
And make sure that the edge is a little bit.
Syrup is a heck of a lot easier to clean up than latex and other things.
Yeah, it looks like you've had a bad day.
Oh, subtle but very, very good. Okay, so why don't you show off your arm to everybody? Yeah. You know, maybe a story that involves ninjas and polar bear.
Or polar bear ninjas.
Polar bear ninjas.
Ninja polar bears. That's always. Oh yeah, that's always.
Yes. They're really easy to do. Does anybody have any other injury that they'd like us to try and do to them?
The skin of, as we've said, is just you take petroleum jelly, you mix cornstarch in a little bit at a time until it gets to kind of a
Silly putty
Play-Doh kind of consistency. And it's fairly easy to use. Take whatever amount you want. We reuse most of it, depending on with the skin, depending on how much blood and that type of thing is on it.
And what other kinds of makeup might
be on it.
When we used it for the haunted house, and he added a fake part to the leg so it looked like we had cut off our son's leg, that stuff didn't get reused because it had so much blood on it.
But that's the upside is that like all this stuff on me, I might get rid of some of this, but everything else, all of these, will be reused. Anything that I already have some blood on, I'll usually put in a secondary pile of stuff that has blood, and that may be reused, may not be reused. We'll see how, and if I need a little extra here or there, then I will. But it's inexpensive, so if you have to scrap everything that we've used tonight, I used, this jar was about half full. So I used maybe about a quarter of this jar to make this whole tub. So it's about probably 50% cornstarch in it. So it doesn't take long, makes a fair amount. Used maybe a quarter of what I need. And that was all of Brad's stuff, all of this stuff.
I don't have any on me.
Okay. And so if you're getting rid of it, it's inexpensive, and you can make a whole bunch. This was a small batch. If you use a container like this and add cornstarch, you can have a fairly big tub of it. And that's what we had for quite a number of years and actually used it for, let's see, we started that tub in 2016,
Yes.
and we still have some of it in a small bag. So it'll last quite a while, and we've done a lot.
So you remember back when we'd sit in school and we'd take the Elmer's glue and we'd put it on our hand and then we'd let it dry and then we'd pull the skin apart? Yeah, that's moulage. That's the skin coming off. So, see, you guys were just practicing.
This is a picture of what we did to our son's leg at a Halloween. His leg is actually going through the table. And yeah, it's.
To get some more pointers on the bruises, or if you're doing some contouring, you can also Google theater makeup, because that's going to give you the shading.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it's Old Town,
Yeah.
Littleton, pretty much the center
And
of it. I think it's like Littleton and Prince. Yeah, Littleton and Prince.
They have lots
Oh,
of customers.
yeah.
We go there for a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yes.
Ranke Brothers art.
Yes.
And that's
And definitely, if you want things that look more photorealistic, they've got it.
Yeah.
And
they can teach you how to use it.
And they can teach you how to use it. And you know, if you want a bolt coming out of your head, they've got that. Yeah, they have kits for bruises. Yeah.
Oh, a haunted house with the lights on. Oh. Or even if you're my age. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the back of his hand is the Elmer's glue with the coffee grounds, and then I just outlined it in the blood and I let it dry.
Another way to do that is, again, the glue and using tissue paper. This normal single-ply toilet tissue works quite well. Put it down. That way you can get some of the bunching and having flaps lift up. Another thing that I've seen done for hands is to actually use a latex glove, and then you pull that back, a little bit of blood in there, and that can be also very effective.
And we actually always carry them with us.
Now, the thing with latex gloves or the liquid latex, that type of thing, you do have to be aware of latex allergies. Always make sure that you ask whoever you're working with if they have any allergy. We did do that with Brad tonight.
Even though we're using cornstarch and
Yes.
coffee, I still ask Dad allergies.
Yes. Are there any allergies we should be aware of? Because you never know, and certainly you do not want to have an actual injury on top of your fake injuries. That will make the medic. Yes, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
But the liquid latex you can't get. Non-latex liquid latex.
Yeah.
Just by definition.
Him fully, where we were physically working on him together, 20 to 25 minutes.
These things I do in a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes each.
Yeah, we got him set up first, and then we went and did more things on us because we wanted to make sure that we had a real victim. But not very. It's food quality.
This uniform right here, this very uniform, I was wearing when I was doing one of these a number of years ago, and I got blood all the way up and down here.
Yeah, and you should be able to see it on my back.
Yeah, fairly
That came when I put my shirt on
Yeah.
today.
Fairly quickly, washed it out. You try to get it out as quickly as you can, obviously, but this stuff does wash out pretty well. There is a potential for staining. I'm not going to say that there isn't because anything can stain, so be aware of that. And
But that's
try to
why
use
we
clothes
did
that
in-
aren't your fanciest. But I haven't had much problem getting things out of the clothing that I have.
Anybody have other questions? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and that happened with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so
Mhm.
when we did one that was in the park at the entrances to the parking lot, because we had a car collided with a bicycle in the parking lot, we had at both entrances to the parking lot, we had drill, exercise
Yes,
only.
big signs that we put out saying, this is a drill. This is a first aid drill. This is not real. Just so passersby would not, say, oh, there's an accident, react and hop on their cell phones and call 911. Because you do want everybody to, know that it's not an actual emergency. The other thing that I have seen, I was talking about real injury on top of fake injuries, that did actually happen one time. And we had a guy who was actually going into special effects for the movie industry. And he had got it all his liquid latex stuff, and really great job. Problem was is our victim tripped, fell, scratched herself up, and we had to remove all of the fake injuries before he could figure out which, because he started treating injuries, and they said, oh, no, that's not real.
Yeah.
The real ones are over here. Okay, take off the fake ones so I can get to the real ones.
Mm-hmm.
But the medic could not tell the difference, at least not clearly enough to say, I can ignore that one.
Well, that was what going to be his future career. So, if you guys have other questions you think of, we're easy to find by email. You can either email through the Roundtable suggestions link, or you can email us directly to Chris Lux's at Gmail. We're on the district website as Roundtable Commissioners, and we'll be happy to send you more of the different recipes and such. And you're welcome while we're cleaning up to play with some of the makeup yourselves if you would like to. And so thank you very much for coming to our seminar, our lesson, and thank you again, Brad. Yes.